The piece that I have for this evening is called You and I Are Earth, The Waves Crash Within Us, which is a very long title, but I like poetry, so. And it's a new piece. It's for voice and tape and electronics and wooden flute. It builds off of a piece that I did from my last solo album. And it has some of the same elements, but also a lot of new ones. Besides the multi-channel nature of this, it's the first time that I'm using my own voice in a situation. So I figure I'm playing a large, important concert. I might as well do something I've never done before. So yeah, it's a risk, I suppose, in certain ways. But it certainly represents a lot of my interests in terms of using voice and live manipulation, misusing obsolete technology such as tape. The idea was to take my breath and to extend it, my voice and my breath, and extend it within the space of the concert hall. So I'm doing this in the multi-channel diffusion by having, I'm actually using a GRM plugin called Space Grain. So this plugin is a granular synthesis plugin, and it allows me to break apart the sound of the flute, just my breath moving through the flute, not really the sound of the pitch of the flute itself, but just the breath to move it as a wave through the multi-channel array. In my work in general, I'm a big fan of mixing fidelities, so using very lo-fi techniques and also using very high technology, high fidelity techniques. And I think it's the juxtaposition of both of these qualities that can bring out something very unique in both of them. I use tape for a number of reasons and in a number of ways. When I process my voice, I do it through a reel-to-reel tape machine. This is a very difficult piece of equipment to move around the world, so I usually cannot use it when I'm in Europe. But because the resources of the GRM have this wonderful Studer tape machine, I can use this instead. And it's interesting because the one that I use at home is a Sony TC440, and the Studer is very different. It has a different kind of quality. So when I was in the studio earlier this week, working with the tape machine, it was like learning a new instrument, its own idiosyncrasies and different qualities to it. So that was what took up a lot of the time in the studio. I'm less interested in a proscenium kind of setup where the audience is facing the performer and it's a very fixed position. I'm much more interested in mutable ways for the audience to experience sound. I like to lean into the subjective experience. In this situation, it's just a very unique, opportunity to use a diffusion array in this way. So yeah, I certainly built the piece with this sound system in mind.